Welcome to Eternl. In this video, we'll walk you through how to create complex multi-sig structures. The simple multi-sig feature is demonstrated in another video. Here we want to show how the Eternl Advanced multi-sig feature works. As with creating a simple multi-sig wallet, one of the participants must take on the role of creator. To begin the process, select Add Wallet, then Multi-sig Wallet, followed by Create New Multi-sig, and finally Advanced. To create an advanced multi-sig wallet, use the diagram editor to design the authorization structure and assign each participant. Participants are grouped, and for each group, you create a node where you define how many signatures are required to validate that node. Nodes can contain individual participants, other nodes, or time locks. This allows you to set up complex rules. A transaction will only be executed if all defined conditions are met. Let's take a quick look at time locks at this point. Time locks act as participants that only sign automatically from a defined point in time onward, but never before. Nodes that include a time lock should generally be set up with an n out of n signer requirement. Otherwise, the number of required signing participant wallets may differ before and after the time lock, which is usually not desired, though it can be suitable for specific use cases. If you need a node with a different signing condition, it's usually better to create a parent node that contains the time lock and set its requirement to n out of n. Let's consider a straightforward example. A transaction should only be executed if, on the one hand, participant 1 signs, and on the other hand, a majority of the group consisting of participants 2, 3, and 4 also signs. This setup could, for instance, be suitable for a company with a CEO and 3 board members, where the CEO can authorize a transaction only with the approval of a board majority. For this, you need 2 nodes. The first node must include participant 1, corresponding to the CEO, as well as the second node, which contains participants 2, 3, and 4, corresponding to the board members. The first node should require signatures from both its members, participant 1 and the board node. The second node should be considered validated as soon as 2 out of its 3 members sign. In order to create the multi-sig wallet, each participant must be identified. To do this, click on the participant in the diagram you want to define, and then on Edit. Then either paste their multi-sig public key into the input field of the multi-sig account tab, or paste their Cardano address into the input field of the address tab. Alternatively, instead of pasting a key or address manually, you can either select one of your own wallets by clicking on Select Wallet in the Multi-sig Account tab, select one of your own accounts by clicking on Select Account in the Address tab, or choose an entry from your address book by clicking on Address Book. It's important to note that identification via addresses works only for payment and stake scripts. In DREP scripts, participants must be identified by their multi-sig public key. The payment script, which defines the rules for authorizing payments, has now been fully created. For an advanced multi-sig wallet, you can also specify a stake script and a DREP script. By default, the payment script is copied for this purpose, but you can also create separate diagrams with different requirements for each. It is also possible not to provide a script for staking and/or DREP delegation. This can be done using the Disable Script option. If no script is provided, the respective function cannot be used by the multi-sig wallet. Once all participants, and if any, all time locks have been specified, the next button becomes enabled, allowing you to create and register the multi-sig wallet on the blockchain. Afterwards, the remaining participants can import the newly created multi-sig wallet by navigating to Add Wallet, then to Multi-sig Wallet, then to Join, and finally to Discover. They select the wallet they are using for the multi-sig wallet. A list of all registered multi-sig wallets that this wallet is part of is then displayed. They can choose which ones to import and click Add. Once all participants have imported the wallet, it becomes irrelevant who was the creator and who was the joiner. If a participant initiates a payment from the multi-sig wallet, all other participants are notified that a transaction request is pending authorization. The transaction will only proceed once it has been approved, in line with the rules set when the wallet was created. In this example, participant 1 initiates a payment. Participants 2, 3, and 4 are then notified about the pending transaction. Once 2 of them have signed the transaction, the defined requirements are met and the transaction is executed. All participants are notified when the transaction status updates, first to confirmed and then to on-chain. It should be noted that any participant in a multi-sig wallet is always able to initiate a transaction. This is based on the underlying standard defined by CIP 1854. Try it out today at eternl.io and explore what's possible with shared wallets on Cardano. Thank you for watching.